What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, here with the Sweet 16, March Madness 2025, Frank Zappa, comma, the covers, exclamation point, ellipses, parentheses, vote after this video. Yeah, I still got blepharitis, which is why my eye's a little bit smaller, but it's looking much better than it did, so I'm sans sunglasses for this video. I'm going to give you the results for the final bracket of the round of 32, which is the Dwarf Nebula bracket, and then I will give you the 4 head-to-heads for this part of the Sweet 16. Let's drop those results up there. The top end of this bracket, Weasels trounced Them or Us, though that cool dog did get 3 votes. Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch. This is close. But it did beat Roxy and Elsewhere by a solid handful of votes. But this one was pretty close almost the entire time. Though it seemed like for every 4 votes that Roxy got, Ship got 5. So it just kind of pulled away as the hours went on. Waka Jawaka soundly beat Apostrophe. And Freak Out and Yellow Shark was probably a 2-to-1 ratio. But Yellow Shark seemed like every couple of votes, it put up a fight. So, but yeah. So we have Ship Arriving Too Late, like the most recent of those, and then 3 early albums. And now let's move on to the Sweet 16, your first head-to-head. These are all albums released prior to Frank passing away. We start off with an interesting head-to-head, Uncle Meat versus 200 Motels. Said this before, I will continue to say it. Uncle Meat is the perfect cover for the music that is contained on that album. Versus 200 Motels, an album cover that might be more interesting than the movie it's a soundtrack cover for. I do like the album, but I like the album more than I like the movie, and I think I like the cover even more than I like the album. Fantastic cover. Frank just lording over it all, that head, almost like the god in Time Bandits. Yeah, fantastic stuff. You're going to vote in the comments which one you like. Covers, not music. Doesn't matter what the music is doing. Next up, we have The Grand Wazoo versus Overnight Sensation. I love these pairings. The battle, the epic battle described in the liner notes. Watch out for stray notes. I don't want you to rupture an eardrum versus the chaos of whatever is going on in that room. Bob's Big Boy, that little menu in the corner. When I was a kid, my parents would take my sister and I and all our neighbors every Sunday morning, not every Sunday morning, maybe once a month. We'd bike miles to Bob's Big Boy for breakfast. Great memories. We'd sit in little bucket seats in the back until we were old enough to ride our own bikes. Fantastic times down there in Huntington Beach, California. So yeah, which one do you like? Vote in the comments below. A Burnt Weenie Sandwich versus One Size Fits All. Another great pairing. Burnt Weenie Sandwich, an album that looks nothing like the music contained in there. I think the album cover is kind of really highly conceptual, maybe a little sterile, but there's warmth in these weird, like, mechanical objects, where the music contained in there is just, I think, so warm. But I love the cover. Versus One Size Fits All, that cigar, that maroon floating sofa, the whole anagram action, just why, what's the purpose of it? Just so much going on out there in space. But yeah, great pairing right here. But which is your favorite? Which do you think should go on to the Elite 8? And finally, lastly, we have We're Only In It For The Money versus Make a Jazz Noise here. Make a Jazz Noise is one of my favorite album covers. I kind of wish it didn't get stuck right where here it is, because I'll be surprised if it pulls this one out, though. If I had a vote, I'm not voting. If it comes down to a tiebreaker, people, there might be a big upset here. But we have the Beatles inspired versus the sort of post-apocalyptic jazz club. Like, don't you just want to go there? I just want to go there. There's a lot of places like that in Texas, but they're all country places. And there's a couple down here. I live in San Antonio. If you head 35 down towards the border, towards Mexico, I've been to a couple of those places. I swear every time there's fights and people are hitting each other, and it's like straight out of like Hooper or like any like 70s Roadhouse movie. Fantastic stuff. But I want a jazz version of this where like the hipsters go, or the jazz hipsters. All right, not to badmouth country clubs in San Antonio. Sorry. Anyways, yeah. Vote for which one you like, Money or Make a Jazz Noise here. That's what the top of the half of the bracket looks like. Yeah, that's how we got here. That's how we got to the Sweet 16. That's the bottom half of the bracket. Yeah, that's how we got here. So we got to the Sweet 16. And that's all we got. It is Tuesday at noon. You have until Thursday at noon to vote. At that point, if Wednesday night it is not close, I will make the video Wednesday night and post it through Thursday. If it is close going into those final hours, you'll have to wait till Thursday evening. But thank you for watching. Vote in the comments below. Peace. Talk to you later.